Good morning, everyone. Here we are. It's the Fruit Nut News on, of course, 26th today, the 26th of March, 2000, and, of course, 2026. So, 26th of March. 26th of March on the 2026. Really. So, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all okay. Quick hello to everybody. Looney Lena's in, Belinda's in, Christina's in, Christine M's in, Mimi's in, Lisa's in, Livy's in, Yvonne Keely's in, Island's in, Chase Bradshaw's in, Diane Williams is in, Glenn Pearson's in, Sue Allen's in, Sheila Douglas, Kira's in, New Life's in, and Lorraine Quinn Stokes. What a great name that is. Well, welcome, Lorraine. Clearly you are very brand new. So, welcome. And a new life's joining us as well. So, what a great name. Kath Myers as well. Lorraine Quinn Stokes. Brilliant name. Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen. We are, of course, the 26th today, the 26th of the 3rd. Looks like being a beautiful day up in the northeast of England today. A little bit cooler today, but apart from that, sun's out, bun's out, know what I'm saying? It's all kicking off here. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely not a cloud in the sky. Not a cloud in the sky. No chemtrails, nothing. No, nothing's happening. Anyway, there you go. So, what have we got today? Now, we did tell you to keep your eye on March the 28th. Now, March the 28th, of course, is the 15th on the Julian calendar. Now, the 15th, of course, is what's commonly known as the Ides of March. Now, if you know anything about the Ides of March, you will know that, of course, that the Roman Julius Caesar was killed, assassinated, by the way. So, tomorrow is going to be rather an interesting day to see what happens. Now, I'm not going to say it is going to happen, and I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but there could be a possibility that it might happen. And so, we tend to be talking at the moment a bit like Donald Trump. Donald Trump's telling everybody that the Iranians are talking. The Iranians are telling everybody that nobody's talking. Donald Trump is saying that there's a deal on the table. The Iranians are saying there's no deal on the table. Donald Trump is saying that the Strait of Hormuz is okay. Meanwhile, Iran is saying that they're in control of the Strait of Hormuz. Apparently, troops are on the way to Iran, which is quite interesting. There was a deadline given. What should we say? When was this deadline given? The deadline was Monday, wasn't it? Monday night was the deadline. I think it takes something along the region of 5 days. 5 days. The deadline is, I'm not sure, I think the deadline is either Friday or Saturday, I'm not quite sure. That, of course, runs with the Ides of March, if it's tomorrow. So, very interesting to go. Now, that deadline just happens to have given Donald Trump enough time to get troops on the ground in Iran. So this could be quite an interesting sort of situation that's unfolding, so to speak. So very good. Now, in America today, we've got Maduro. Now, Maduro is the kingpin out of Venezuela that was snatched and taken from Venezuela. He's now up in court today. Now, I don't think it's any great shakes or anything like that. I think it's just like a preliminary thing, etc. Oh dear. Oh, now Lucy Letby. Lucy Letby's back up in court, and this is really interesting. The lead investigator who made a comment in regards to the police arresting Lucy Letby has basically been removed. The lead investigator over Lucy Letby has been removed. So it looks as though, to me, from what the more I've looked at it and the more I've read it and all that kind of thing, I genuinely believe that Letby was a scapegoat for something. Now, I don't know what it was, whether it was drugs testing or whether there was someone else involved. I'm not quite sure. I don't really know. But there is something not quite right about that. This is the same as Nicola Bulley that disappeared a few years ago. Just something not quite right about it. Same with Kate. Remember when Kate disappeared for a year? Just something not quite right about it. The story behind Princess Diane didn't make any sense. Lots of it were just a bit weird. Realistically, the same thing was with 9/11. It's sort of like, I don't know how you describe it. It's sort of just weird. It's just a bit weird. My thoughts on it are, my thoughts on all of these things, if it doesn't make any sense, there's something wrong. And the ambulances that got bombed, it doesn't make any sense. It's just a bit weird, you know. The evidence was all over the place, and then of course we find out. That this new, what would you call it? This new Islamic fucking terror cell group, or they've just come on the scene, you know, invented out of nowhere. Similar situation to Al Qaeda. I mean, remember 9/11? I think it was about a couple of hours after George Bush had got the first initial message, and there was all that weird stuff that the children were chanting. Not that the children were involved, of course, but they were just doing what the teacher said. But this new Harakat Ashba al-Yamin, which basically means companions of Islam. It's absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, now, potholes. Now, I want you to listen very carefully to this. The government have come out with plans that they are going to, they're going to start fining the local authorities for not repairing the potholes. Okay? So, I want you to think about this, okay? So, your local authority won't repair the potholes. So, then what happens is the government sends a fine to the local authority for not repairing the potholes. Right. So, my question to you is this. Who is paying the fine? Who's paying the fine? The fine, of course, is coming out of your council tax money or whatever, right? So what this is just a crazy scheme that is basically, it's just ridiculous. How can you fine a government organisation for failing to fix the potholes when the fine is going to have to be paid for by the taxpayer? Do you get that? You see what I mean? You see, and people will look at that and they go, oh, yeah, that's a really great idea, that. I think that's a really great idea. Shut up and sit down, right? People are just not understanding what's going on in the small print. Now, apparently, the government are trawling records over, Princess Mountbatten. Which is quite interesting because they have stopped US investigators getting involved with Andrew due to the fact that it's going to damage the reputation and the national security of the country. Now, that's an interesting one, isn't it? And yet, the government claim that they are trawling the records. Well, hold on a minute. How can you be trawling the records? The Epstein files are very important to the records. Know what I mean? Because it's all linked together. Now, the Girl Guides, absolutely good people in charge of this. They've decided now that from September, trans Girl Guides will not be allowed in the guiding community. Now, I actually think that's sensible. Okay, I just think that's sensible. Okay, it makes a lot of common sense. Forget the bullshit, forget the rhetoric. It's common sense. Now, Huey Edwards is back in on it. Huey's claiming that the stuff that he did was due to his poor mental health. Yes, of course it was. Getting your todger out in front of a 12-year-old kid is not really the done thing of any sensible man on the fucking planet. Rio Ferdinand, ex-Man United player, loads of money, fled to Dubai to basically avoid paying taxes, which a lot of people did. Unfortunately, now the place is getting bombed. Rio's shit his little pants, and basically he's now flew to Portugal to escape. Oh, isn't that where Beatrice and Eugene are in Portugal? Yes, I think you'll find they are. Portugal is a place to flee to. Anyway, we'll find out more about Rio in coming chapters of the news. Now, this is another one. Going back to you gotta love Trump. Going back to Iran. Now, Trump's come out and said that Iran does want to make a peace deal. Unfortunately, they are a little shy about admitting it. You've got to love that man. You've got to love that man. That is exactly my kind of language. My kind of language, that. Brilliant. I love it. Now, Rachel Reeves and the government, of course, massively under massive questions. And there's going to be a fuel duty increase in September of 5 pence a litre. That's about 45 pence a gallon. 45 pence a gallon. Now, Rachel has refused to stop this, right? Because she said the war's going to be over. Now, that's quite interesting, isn't it? Okay. She's also refused, and not just Rachel, it's the whole of the government perspective. Rachel's also refused to offer help for the vulnerable people. Obviously the crisis. Refuses to stop Ed Miliband. Yeah, that crazy little dick. Everybody in the UK knows that Ed Miliband is a complete and utter bell end. And everybody knows that the electric car revolution is not going to work. Everybody knows that we haven't got enough electricity to push us over to net zero. Everybody knows that net zero is going to cost somewhere in the region of about 4 trillion. That's 4 times more than our national debt at the moment. Okay. Everybody knows that we need to open up the North Sea and become a self-sufficient country. Okay. And it's really interesting that Iran, you probably don't know much about Iran. I don't know a lot about it, but what I do know is that Iran is a very, very independent country. They have their own banks. They have their own steel. They make their own food. They grow their own food. They manufacture their own food. They have got a relatively good economy from what we can make out. So it's really interesting. This Iran war is really interesting. And once again, you know, I'm getting Libya and Colonel Gaddafi vibes, the same as Afghanistan, the same as Iraq, right? And I think that this is what's worrying people. People are like looking at it and going, hold on a minute, isn't this a bit like, well, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at what happened in Iraq, okay? These fucking gun-touting twats went into Iraq, bombed the shit out of the place, killed a lot of people. They killed a lot of their own people as well, right? They came out of there with a bit of gold and a bit of oil. And then the idiots went into Afghanistan. That's where we got, not ISIS, the Taliban. The Taliban turned up in Afghanistan. They waged a war in Afghanistan for 18 years. They pulled out of Afghanistan and left billions and billions of dollars worth of equipment in Iraq, in Afghanistan. I mean, I think the Taliban now are the second best army in the world because they've got all that American equipment. I mean, it was an absolute disaster. So you can't blame people for thinking Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen. I mean, Vietnam. Come on. I mean, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And we just wanted to give you a quick heads up on fuel prices. Now, the government are claiming, right, in a mainstream paper, the government are claiming, and I was also on mainstream BBC as well, the government are claiming that they only take 53 pence of your £1.78. £1.78, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I bought 138 2 weeks ago, 48, 58, 68, 78. Okay? 40 pence a litre. 40 pence a litre. It's fucking ridiculous. So the government are claiming that they only take 53 pence. Okay? Now, you probably don't know that when you add up the VAT and you add up all of your green levies and you add up all of the other stuff that goes with it, the 53 pence goes way past £1.20. Okay? So when the government tell you that it's only 53 pence, they are lying to you because it's way past that. I would say that the government take somewhere in the region of between 70 and 80%, maybe even more, of the cost per litre. So, you know, we're looking at £1.20, £1.30, £1.40 of every single litre that you buy goes toward the government. Now, in the UK, we buy every day 40 billion litres of fuel are sold every day. Now, I mean, I want you to do some numbers on this. Go and actually sit down and think about what the government are making just on fuel taxes, right? Forget anything else. Forget your council tax. Forget anything like that. 40 billion litres of fuel, okay, are basically sold every day. Now, round figures. Let's just say they make £1 a litre. That's a lot of fucking money. A lot of fucking money. Now, once again, Prime Minister's Question Times. Now, I don't know whether you know about Prime Minister's Question Times. Prime Minister's Question Times is fundamentally about asking the Prime Minister some questions that need answering. Unfortunately, Keir Starmer has decided that he's not going to answer any questions. And the job of Lindsay Hoyle, who happens to be the Speaker of the House, is supposed to remind Keir Starmer that, of course, he has to answer questions. Else there's no point in having Prime Minister's Question Time. But no, because, and I'll tell you for why. Lindsay Hoyle is a friend of Israel. He actually belongs to the Friends of Israel. Shabit Mahmood, Friends of Israel. Keir Starmer, Friends of Israel. Wes Streeting, Friends of Israel. Rachel Reeves, Friends of Israel. You see where it's going, don't you? You can see where it's going. And then, of course, we've had all the anti-Semitic rhetoric. Oh, it's gone through the roof. Absolutely gone through the roof. Okay? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And talking of Shabit Mahmood, she went to France yesterday and gave 500 million to French policemen. And just as they did last year, the 500 million, the French police said thank you very much, and they continued to keep watching the boats leave. French police have stopped 68 people this year alone out of 4,000, and it's cost us 500 million. Now, I don't know about you, but why don't we just have some snipers sat on the Dover cliffs? You know, I'm sure we can find some military personnel. And because Starmer doesn't want to talk about the boats, Nigel Farage and the Reform Party decided that there was no point in staying at the House of Commons because nobody was answering any questions. And so they upped and left. Starmer made some quip about snooker and the Crucible that nobody really understood apart from him. But then again, you know, not many people actually understand the balls of Keir Starmer. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. Co-op staff have been told that if you confront shoplifters, you will be immediately sacked. You know what? It's as if we're now getting free shopping. So if you do want to go to the co-op, okay, and, you know, and help yourself, I mean, please feel free. First of all, the staff are not going to confront you. Secondly, you'll probably get let off if you claim that you're a migrant and you needed a whiskey or two to adjust to British life. There you go. You've got your perfect opportunity. Shopping prices gone from £700 a week to zero because of the new shoplifting policy. Meanwhile, of course, we've had the latest meningitis scare. Well, we weren't scared, but many people were. And apparently it was caused by a rare rogue mutant strain that concentrated itself around the Kentish area. It didn't go anywhere else because it didn't want to, it didn't want to go out of the borders of Kent, unlike the migrants. Very interesting. Now, I mean, I don't quite know how this works, but Harry Kane wants you to buy an England shirt, okay? Now, bear in mind that they change their kit twice a year just to basically make fucking money off kids. An England shirt, ladies and gentlemen, right? I think it's Nike making them, I'm not sure, can't remember, and not really bothered. But anyway, £135 fucking pound for a shirt. £135 for a shirt. What is the world coming to? And it's probably made in some sweatshop in Ghana where the kids are getting paid like, you know, probably half a pence to knock up 200 shirts. It's fucking ridiculous. So anyway, that's enough of that now. Right, I'm going to get myself off. Hope you all enjoyed it this morning. Thanks for joining us. We will see you all again soon. Remember that Smarties will be editing the video, and it will be posted up for a while. Probably Smarties will take it down and then repost it back up. So don't panic if you miss it, please. Yeah, let's keep things in perspective, especially as we move forward. We had all that activity a couple of nights ago, last Wednesday, in fact, with the Abadan Stargate. Yeah, you need to know about that. Then, of course, we've got Easter coming up. Easter's always been the timeline. Then, of course, we've got there's some sort of an eclipse or something going on. Yeah, all biblical stuff. Anyway, love you loads. Take care.